morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first official episode of Tell Me I'm the Greatest podcast. And just like yesterday, I was on my way to the bank, seeing Travis pull up in the Maserati, came up to him, back for the Tyson Beun autograph, because apparently they could be a little bit similar in looks. And then somehow Travis agreed to be on the podcast and even bring a guest. So, Travis, let's take it from here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are motherfucking welcome. Finally, I have achieved the financial freedom to do whatever the fuck I want to do. So now I'm willing to do this slapdick podcast with my buddy Artem. But Artem has agreed not to let anybody see these podcasts. So we are building a library. One of these days, this will go live and the world will be introduced to Travis Bagent Unfiltered. So even though this really isn't our first podcast, but the world thinks it is, let me introduce Mr. Rob Vigent Jr. Rob, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You're just catching me on a chill day, home doing the mellow yellow thing. So just day in, day out in that parental grind. You know how it is when you got kids in sports. It feels like you're just kind of a taxi and a coach and all those things.
Well, we would like to apologize, but not really, because we think you have a lot of these boring ass days. I could be wrong, but I feel like you got a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of time, but it's not really my time. So,
well, let me give you the rules of the podcast, bro. First of all, pro steroid podcast.
Yeah. Well, I'm aware of who I'm on the podcast with. Now, you can have your views, but that doesn't mean
I just want to make sure that you know who you're going to get in bed with right now. Definitely pro steroid podcast. Also, no cussing. Absolutely no cussing is allowed on this podcast. And no European bashing. Because I know you can't tell by the accent, but our co-host is not from Boston or Washington, D.C.
It's quite the rule set you've got over here.
That's just how we do. So I'd like to start this thing out by saying, fuck all the Europeans arm wrestling. They're all juiced up. I hate the motherfuckers because of it. But besides that, there'll be no more steroid bashing, European bashing, or whatever the other one was. Artem, I told you if I was going to do this podcast with you, you would definitely have to produce the show. You'd have to bring us in and out of segments, make sure the sponsors are taken care of, the super chats, invite the guests. So Artem, take over.
Right. So that's why I would like to mention this interesting part that happened this morning. So Rob, did you talk to Travis yesterday?
Yeah, I just dropped him a quick little text. That was it. Just a little quick text. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, he calls me today like, hey, you heard Rob wants to come to the podcast? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he posted a video or something? What did I miss? Yeah, I sent you the group text. I'm like, no, like 20 minutes ago? No, last night. I'm like, no, you didn't. Well, I meant to.
Yeah.
I had it ready. I must not have hit send.
I meant to must have been I never seen such an excuse. I meant to, so yeah. So Rob, I guess, what happened yesterday? Why you feel so triggered to be a part of this amazing episode today?
Oh, it was a little more casual and organic than me being triggered to be part of the thing. I just said him that video you sent me a while back about Rob will steal your ranking and your girl. I never really saw it, but it's funny in the past couple of weeks I got it sent to me a bunch of times from people thinking, hearing about my past or whatever was funny. And I just said to him, I was like, you have no idea like how much weird traction that's got, like come back to me. And he was like, "Oh, you should come on the podcast." So I said, "All right, whatever. I'm always up for if I've got a hot minute to talk about whatever."
And you gave me a link to the same night, your stories, and I didn't even know all of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That story that weekend was pretty legendary. I'd be hard pressed to think of a crazier story at an arm wrestling event. That shit was wild.
Yeah, I thought that there was just a little argument and the guy smacked him with the thing. I had no idea about Ryan, none of that.
Yeah, they
That
shot
is
at the
awesome.
lobby. They pulled out a gun. I thought my ass was dead. I thought Ryan was dead. I thought Tim got shot in the head. I didn't know they pistol whipped him. I saw the gun come pointed to him. So I mean, pistol whip is bad enough, but I mean, yeah, it was a pretty hairy scene.
Dude, I could have died that night because if you remember, we got separated right towards the end because we were together up until probably 2 a.m. and then you left, went in one direction. And then when I got back there at like 5, it was just the aftermath and the fact that, you know, some of Tim's blood was being cleaned up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just lost.
I wonder if I would have had the I wonder if my bouncer skills would have gotten me out of death as well.
Yeah, well, my bouncer skills were recognizing I'm a man of flesh and blood, and there was a lot of people, and
yeah, that's what I mean. Like recognizing the situation and being up in my room before the guy even came. Like maybe, hopefully, beating you by 30 seconds by, hey guys, I'm not waiting for that pizza. I'll see you later. Yeah. I hope, I don't even know if that would have happened.
Right.
It could have been me that said, bitch, get the fuck out of here. And then it could have been me that was there when the guy got there with, oh man.
Yeah, yeah. The way it happened was really fast. It was really the funny thing is Tim Lewis's version. I've heard the Tim Lewis edit version, and it's pretty funny.
Is it exactly the same?
No, I think his version was he got up and was ready to whip everyone's ass, and I was hiding in the elevator.
He probably saved your guys' lives.
This was before, you remember before Tim Lewis got like jacked up and fit, he was kind of like chunky and, you know,
fluffy. Yeah, he looked like
he was like a chunky, you know, kick around for the arm wrestling game, but he was like I don't think he really understood or grasped what was going on. I think that was just the first person someone was going to smash when he was standing there. I don't think he really knew what was happening until he got smashed.
I'm willing to bet that was what triggered this man to get juiced up and become who he is now.
You know what? It could be.
Let's just put it out there. I'm just going to say, for argument's sake, it is 100% correct that Tim Lewis decided to get juiced up after getting pistol whipped because of Rob and Ryan Constantino at the motherfucking Holiday Inn in the most ghetto part of Kansas City ever.
Yeah, I didn't really have an idea that Kansas City was really like a dangerous place in some parts.
Yes, crazy. They definitely do not get the publicity that Chicago does, but it is treacherous.
Yeah, isn't Kansas City like top 10 of murder per capita? Yeah,
Shreveport, Louisiana has a bad reputation, I guess.
It's Little Rock. Little Rock is like top 5 by.
Okay, well, check. Yeah, see if you can find out all the top 10, because for some reason, the first time I ever went to Shreveport, there were 2 casinos that I had the possibility to stay at: the Horseshoe Casino or the El Dorado. Right? Both of these, to me, look exactly the same. You can see the 2. One's on this side of the river. One's on this side of the river. There's 15 other casinos on each side too. So to me, whatever's cheaper, bro, just let me know where you put me at. I call my buddy Big E in Bossier City, right? And I'm like, hey, I got a spot. The guy said I can stay at the Horseshoe or the El Dorado. And Big E said, oh, my man, I won't go any further than the Horseshoe. I said, what do you mean? He said, yeah, listen, I'm not going over that bridge. I said, the bridge is right here. He's like, oh, no, that's Shreveport. When you get on this side of the bridge, you're in Bossier City. He's like, if it's okay with you, I'll just hang out in Bossier City. You can go to Shreveport. So I called the guy back. I said, I'll stay at the Horseshoe in Bossier City. Thank you, sir. So there must be a difference. And I feel like that's the same in Kansas City, that it's about 3 blocks and everything can change.
Yeah, it's hairy.
New Orleans is like that, has that feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you watch those first 48, all the murders and stuff, that's one of the places they're always at.
No doubt. So what's up with your form right now, Rob? You strong? You training? You got something you're planning for? What's up with you?
Yeah, so I'm getting back to training. I mean, I don't feel like I was super far off. I want to get more fit and just maybe more proficient with how I use it. Strong's good, but I realize that if you don't use it right, it's kind of stupid. So I'm trying to get more technical prowess. I think the strength is there. So yeah, I'm going to practice. My daughter started training, so she's keeping me accountable. She's making me show up to practices and gyms. So I wouldn't say
Where is practice?
Only about 45 minutes away. Sometimes I go down to see Jerry and whatnot, and then sometimes I'll go north to my regular place, only about 45 minutes away. So
well,
yeah,
listen, don't be talking shit about Jerry, man. I told you, we're not bashing people, man, okay?
I didn't say shit about Jerry. I don't know if you got upset about
if you're going to get started on Jerry, then fuck it. Tell us the fucking story then. I mean, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, what happened?
The story with Jerry?
Fuck Jerry.
Hey, I'm not trying to tell you that this is the reason we brought you on the show, but you brought it up, motherfucker. You said his name first.
I got no beef with Jerry. What I have beef with is people who say things can't be done that have been done. So basically, I felt like my ability to be an effective training partner was in question. Bob Brown simply asked the question, well, you got no one there that can take your wrist. And then they said, what about Rob? And he goes, no, he can't take my wrist either. Basically, like, I'm incapable and incompetent of being a good partner for Jerry to train his wrist.
Okay, let us back up here. So we're finding this out, Artem, for the first time, because I am so focused on myself, I don't watch or listen to anybody else, right? And I'm sure that it's, you probably stumbled across this podcast. So the truth is, Bob Brown, was Paulie on the podcast too? Is that his thing?
Yeah.
And then you got Jerry, just them 3?
Yep.
The conversation is there. It gets asked a question, and inadvertently, did you think Jerry is calling you a punk without calling you a punk? Do you think that Jerry knew that he was saying something that you would take offense to, or was he just going along with the conversation?
No, it's not even taking offense to it, but you got to know, if you know me, even in a ball breaker sense of way, if you say that I can't do something that in fact I can do, I'm going to go correcto mundo, buddy, and then I'm going to throw a video up there. And it didn't have to be any shade, but if I got on there pumping my chest, saying I'm the best bench presser in the arm wrestling world in Massachusetts, and I throw 225 for 30, you better believe your sweet ass that Jerry's going to get on there benching 225 for 60. And that's not him being a dick. It's him just saying, hey, man, like, you might be wrong. You might have miscalculated that one.
Because all Jerry could have said is, hey, guys, I got as good as a training group as anybody in the world. I mean, fuck, we got so-and-so. Rob is there. I mean, who's got a training partner in their building better than Rob Vigent Jr.? And then, what he should have said is, hey, Bob, I got a better training facility than you.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you got your guys, and I got Rob. And Rob's got me. So we together have the 3rd best training group in the world. That's what Jerry could have said. I got it.
It didn't have to be. There's no shade to it, but it's like if we were around a campfire or at a dinner table or something, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, you crazy. So I just, instead of talking it, I just put a little video up of a practice of me taking his wrist, which was supposedly the argument at hand that I couldn't take his wrist in practice. I don't know.
And here's the real truth. I love Jerry to death. If you and Jerry arm wrestle in a tournament, you are going to get his wrist most likely before he pushes you down. Unless you get real strong. And then you're going to stop that shit for a long time before you probably then foul out or lose. Now, am I describing my whole life with him up until I was able to win? Yes. But Jerry is going to get his hand taken by not only guys at your caliber, but even guys that aren't at your caliber are going to have his hand, because he can say all he wants. he really doesn't want to pull in the hook. He just acts like it. And then if you're really inferior, then he will come in and kind of, because he's a real cheater. But the fact is once they straighten his shit up a little bit, it's just natural for him to start taking the base of that thumb and giving his own hand to you to create the lane that he wants. So when someone tells Jerry when Jerry should not take offense to when people are setting him up to be offended by getting his hand taken, he should tell them that no one's ever taken his hand. He's given his fucking hand to everybody so that now he's wins at a 93 percentile. So it's
right.
Beautiful.
Well, I think the basis of it really was they were trying to bounce around like, what would you like? I think I didn't catch the whole interview, but I was picking up that maybe it might have been in response to like, what would you do about like Hermes if that was to happen again? Like, how can you train with somebody? Bob Brown was trying to lay down some sort of training advice. And he's like, what would you do to make your wrist more protected? And then came the question, do you have guys that are capable of taking your wrist now? And then they went down the line. And then I was there, and now I found out that I'm not even an effective training dummy anymore. I found out that I got degraded. So there's no shade. I love Jerry. Him and I go out for Mai Tais and drinks and everything. But as a friend, if I said some nonsense in his direction, I would expect nothing more than him to check me.
Yeah. All right. Well, good then. So it's no big deal. So I love it. I love it. Well, I would like for you to rate, because I have rated Bob Brown as a coach. And I have put him, I would say there are 100 coaches in North America, right? That's just me throwing out that number. So I have put Bob Brown, I mean, I really like Bob. So I feel like Bob is the 87th best arm wrestling coach in the United States from the active 100. Can you tell me, do you put Bob in this top 3 of all time coaches? Have you ever sought consultation from a Bob Brown?
No, I never saw a consultation from Bob Brown, and I don't know enough about his teachings. I know he's had good people come out of his camp, but is that just because there was a good camp? And could John Brzezinski be behind that? Could Kevin
he could afford the real estate to live right where John lives. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know who's coaches. I mean, I think when you look at the places that produce the best people, there's got to be someone behind it.
I got Tom Simcoe, Nitro. I got him in 11th overall.
All right. So who's your top 3?
My top 3 are me, myself, and I, and then a bunch of Dinkelbergs that I've never even heard a good coach. As soon as I hear a coach tell somebody to grab and control and learn 3 things, I know he's a retard.
Yeah, but that's interesting because people do have different attributes that can. I think a good coach will be able to recognize people that do different things at a different level too. If you try to teach everyone to arm wrestle like you might be missing away from the motherfucker who is able to get in on everybody. And like, if you trained Rustam Babayev, would he have the same level of success?
Well, I mean, I think he'd be a lot better probably, but that's just me, you know what I mean? Because here's the deal. I think that you have your stuff down, right? And I think that I have my stuff down. What's crazy is for me to try to coach you to do your stuff. So to me, the best coach should only lay down a fundamental procedure on what he or she does. It's crazy for me to try to give you instructions middle of the match. Like I hear these guys talking at practice, like, yeah, I think I'm being as sarcastic as I possibly could be by saying there are no such thing as a coach. And that if you should just watch Bob Brown move around, and if you like that, great, ask some questions. But I just can't imagine that Bob is telling anybody anything that makes any fucking sense. Because I've heard people try to coach people. It's fucking hilarious. But I think if you start every sentence with, hey, my man, this is what I do, and this is the reason. Now we good. You can take it, leave it, do whatever you want to with it. But so, yeah, I think that it's funny that Bob's a coach right now.
Well, I think that, like you said, though, I think that coaches approach arm wrestling much like people approach like MMA. Some people want to wrestle, some people want to kickbox, some people want to do all kinds of different shit. I think that there's validity in all of it, but then there's also it depends on who it applies to. It might not apply to you, but it doesn't make it invalid because there are points in a match where what you say is very valid, and then maybe at other
you
points.
remember the time when I coached you to a win?
When WAL?
I mean, the most obvious one ever, when I stopped the whole fucking production.
Yeah.
And changed the whole thing up. Yeah. Do you know how impossible that would have been for me if I would have tried to tell you to do something that I don't already do and know 100% will work? I would not have the balls to give advice if somebody could do something as good or better than me, and me would have to, and I would have, or even if they do it worse than me, I should not be showing anyone how to hook, how to press, how to out endurance anybody or nothing. But I will tell you exactly what I do try to do. And it's right here. And if it times up perfectly, that you can comprehend it, and this person will 100% fall for it, to me, you can speak up. Besides, like, I think the worst thing in the world is to be in the corner of somebody and they lose the first round. When they come over there, you are fucked as a human being, right? Because there's really little you could do to help. So to me, the whole coaching thing is the funniest thing I've ever heard. And to actually hear people like seriously ranking them and shit, it just kills me. So that's my rant for the day, Artem. Can we move on to some great topics that you have all displayed?
I got you. I just wonder, were you offered too much coaching last week? Like that was kind of almost random. Did Levi
I'm getting crushed with these requests. And the guy tells me, he's like, it's either you or Bob Brown. I'm like, oh my God. This is who I got to battle the market for, as being Bob. Oh, great.
That's awesome. Well, to the topics. Somebody, hold on. There was a super chat. RVJ versus the Beast, Thirsty Armadillo at Stockyards.
Oh, that's exactly the place two married guys with 4 kids need to be hanging out, being Mr. Cool Guys. Right in the Stockyards. Yeah, right. That would be awesome, though. That would be awesome. I don't think I could beat Rob right now, but it would have called me back in 2 days, and I probably could whack him. Rob remembers coming to practice at my place. Tell him, Rob, I used to fuck you up.
I don't remember that much of it. I remember you liked the straps, you liked playing funny games, and I did have some good times at that bar. I did have some good times there.
Oh, hold on.
I missed that joint. I wish you never sold it.
Me too. Especially now. Man, we'd be busy as shit now.
That place was a money mill.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I was only
open another one up and just call it.
I was only 20 minutes away from you, I think, when I was in Hagerstown. So I used to close up and just dip right down.
Yeah. The good old days. I'll never forget New Year's Eve. Till I die. That's a good story.
Yeah, for you.
Have you covered this one here or not? I feel like I've heard something.
What's that?
What did you hear?
Hey, well, I don't know. You tell me. It's holiday time, so hit me with it.
Hey, was that when I told the owner to fuck off too? I told him to get out of my seat, and there's a guy buying your bar.
100%.
All right, so 2 parts of that story, and I don't know all of it because sometimes I just do things that aren't a big enough deal to me, and people remember them like it was crazy. But Travis had this big thing going down at his bar, and he like renovated. It was pretty slick. Had like a VIP section, everything. He had some good shit going. It was a really cool place. And he says, "Come down for New Year's Eve. We'll throw you in a VIP box, whatever."
Okay.
Well, we go down there, and we're in the VIP and all this shit, and great party. Things are cranking. I just remember I go back up there after taking a piss, and there's some fucking goon sitting in my seat. Some guy dressed up like he's cool. And I was like, yo, you got to fucking beat it. You're in my seat. He's like, no, this is my seat. I'm like, I don't think so. He's like, I own the place, or I bought the place. I'm like, no, I know the fucking owner. I was like, screw. So I guess him and Travis were in dealings, and I didn't know about it. So it was funny that I told the guy to fuck off. But then Travis tried to get me I don't smoke marijuana at all. And he gave me, he could, like, I'm a person, when in Rome, I'll do whatever, right? What the fuck? I'll try it. So he gave me some shit that wasn't made from my novice blood. And there was one light in the corner, one fucking table lit up that maybe had, like, I don't know, party favors or shit. It was a blacked out room. And there was this one little room. And I remember sitting there so geeked out, like Smokey from Friday. I was sitting in that table like this under the spotlight. And I think I actually like blacked out and went in the car and locked myself out. And people were trying to like get me out of the car. And my girl at the time couldn't get home. And I was geeking out. I was just like fucking Smokey from Friday. I don't know what happened in the midst there, but I was good and fucked up I don't think I smoked since then.
No. And let me say that was not me that gave you that marijuana cigarette. We do not believe that here at the Travis Bagent podcast.
Right. Somebody
was the best thing in the world is when I came back to see my good buddy Ron, who does want to buy the place, right? Like he wants to become a partner. And then here's Rob telling him to get the fuck out of his seat. It was great. It was fucking great. Yeah.
Well,
But
he did have a little bit of a smarminess. I'm not usually like, I'm not outwardly like a dick, but he did have a little bit of a smarminess. Like he was entitled to sit there. And I'm like, well, that's my seat. And he's like, well, I own the place. And I was like, fuck you do.
I love it. You have got a tournament that you're pulling in anytime soon?
Yeah, January, I'm going to that Knuckles Up event in Jersey. And they set me up to pull Brandon Allen.
Oh, nice. Dude, I think those guys are doing a good job. Do you see like their little setup in the...
I had no idea about them because Heather said the last one where Marcio pulled Pablo and all that. And I'm like, I thought it was a rinky-dink production. Then when I tuned in and saw the people that were getting there and how it did, it was pretty slick.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's going to be, so how do you get there? Is that a drivable thing or you got to fly down?
Oh, yeah. That's only 4 hours away. And I go halfway down to bring Gabby to Connecticut that same day. So I'm already halfway there.
Nice.
Yep.
Right. So, what's the whole situation there? How many people are sleeping in that house you're in?
My house?
Yeah. How many kids are there?
5.
5 freaking kids. So, beast.
5 kids.
Boys, girls, what's the count?
2. My 2 oldest are girls, and then the 2 girls, 2 boys, and then my baby's a girl.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Awesome. And how old are the boys?
8 and 11.
Oh shit! So it's on. What's the sports?
Right now, I got my son Robbie. He's going to be playing basketball his first game tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Gabby does volleyball and lacrosse, but I just got her into the gym with me for the off season to get strong. She wants to lift. She loves it.
Nice. Yeah, you should set it up so that all your kids, and then they can bring their friends, but for just 1 hour a day, they're banging it out, dude. We're about to we'll do our thing at 3:15. I've got 2 girls too now training in here, my 2 daughters. And I'm telling you, man, my 10th grade daughter is a volleyball beast. And it's just starting, dude. This mug is becoming a freak athlete.
Yeah, that's what we're doing with Gabby. She took the volleyball. She did lacrosse for years, but when she did volleyball this year, she liked it better than everything. And it's really big. Volleyball for girls is huge. You can go the whole way. The whole way.
A little expensive too, I'm finding out.
Oh, why? Does yours play club?
Yes.
Yeah, club's expensive.
Yeah.
We didn't get to do club because my schedule with visitation with Valerie is a little bit tricky, so I can't commit to a club, but she did high school, and maybe next year we'll get her on club.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying it was $100 to try out, and you didn't know if you'd make the team.
Mm-hmm.
I walked up to the coach. I'm like, "You sure you want my $100, or you want to give me a wink or a nod right now? Because if we don't make the team, I'm gonna feel a certain way. And then it's $1,500, and then you still got to pay for all these uniforms and all this bullshit." I'm like, "Damn."
Usually, then you got to travel. You got to pay for the travels.
Yeah, and that's just the beginning. And then they're talking about playing all these and I'm like, listen, we don't want to go to Texas 3 times. Like, how about if we just stay around within 3 hours of the damn Washington, D.C.? So I think we got on the right squad. So we'll see. But I'm excited, man. Girls volleyball is fun to watch too as a dad. Like, I've been to like wrestling events. I've been, to these fucking events, arm wrestling, where you're like, dude, shoot me in the face. But volleyball ain't one of them. That shit is moving.
Oh yeah, it's fast. And every time the ball catches flight, there's a point being made. So there's always a point. It's fast, and the girls are super athletic. It's really impressive to watch.
Yeah, that's the best and the worst thing about going to those club games is all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's the D1 girls. Motherfuckers over there looking at me right in the eye. And she's the back row girl, the setter. I'm like, holy shit, where are the hitters? And then here them bitches come. They come through the side door. 6'4", 6'4", 6'3", just beast. And I'm looking at DM. DM's 6 foot. So I'm like, yo, you get 2 more, kid. You could be the setter at Stanford.
Yeah, but height's like basketball. It will get you noticed. But if you get your vertical up, like my daughter's coach, she played professional volleyball, beach volleyball for like 20 some odd years. And she's like 5'6".
Oh,
but she had super options, was super athletic.
All we do, I just go on YouTube every day and I do plyo and I just pick a new group of them. And that's the warm up. The warm up is 8 minutes of jumping on 1 foot, side to side, all that shit. And I can see, like, if the shit don't work if you do it twice a week. But you do that motherfucker every fucking day, I can see this chick, like, jumping around on her big toe. I'm like, oh, shit. Once we get that shit down, because it don't take much to be the all-time greatest player in West Virginia history.
All right.
And that's a good place to get your confidence up. That's all we're looking for, baby. That's all we're looking for. Did you watch East vs. West?
No.
Dude.
Oh, man.
Todd Hutchings is the motherfucking man.
I'm not too surprised about that, though, because I think that there's 2 ways you got to pull Todd, and I didn't think that Unger Bayev was going to be capable of doing either one. I think if you find yourself in no man's land with Todd, especially when he's big and heavy like that, you can't be in the middle. You've either got to fully palm up him the way like Rustom or Prudnik or Zoloev or John used to, fully palm up him, or be able to throw a shoulder in there. And I didn't think that Unger Bayev would do either. So I'm really not surprised that Todd Hutchings is like not the exact same style, but a smaller Jerry, where you can get that top roll and he'll just keep the pressure on your arm in a way that it's eventually going to give.
Man, he's done taking it to 2 more notches up, dude. He is a weirdo. I don't know if it's chemicals, and I don't really give a fuck. I'm just saying, wow, because the tip top of this stratosphere right now, it's so heavily drug related. And not only now, I was just telling somebody the other day, this whole stem cell shit, I think that somebody like Devin, as much as you can increase your strength from just straight anabolic steroids, a gift from God for him is to heal him up while he's ridiculously breaking himself down every day. I'm not surprised if this stem cell treatment isn't more beneficial.
Yeah, but do you think it's the stem cells, or is it things like that will heal you like growth hormone?
Well, I think that he's been on the growth hormone, been on the steroids for 5 years. This new introduction to stem cells, none of that stuff has stopped, but now there's no pain anywhere. And listen, if me or you did what he did and what he continually does every other day, I bet, or every day, that I would be crippled without either the growth hormone and or this new stem cell shit. So I'm just calling it right now that they're not giving him stem cells. They're giving him more growth hormone. He is killing. He's the king of the world, dude. I've never hated a person more than I hate that guy. There is no way for me to ever become that again. He's the dude. He is the dude. I hate it.
I mean,
I hate it.
I gotta play devil's advocate a little bit though. I feel it kind of weird. Like I got Devin. I like Devin. No issues at all. But I find it kind of weird that everyone forget that he lost to Gennady.
Yeah. That's
Like
what I
Gennady,
mean.
how do you think Gennady feels?
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. That's how you first start to analyze it. No one even looks at anything realistically. Its fact is this man's social media, this man's ability to create massive controversy. Dude, he went into the Russian room, cussed out the Russian translator in front of the Russian translator's kid. I was telling Artem, and I know you can vouch for me, Rob. If I walk in to the conference, if me, you, and Jerry are arguing about fuck Boston arm wrestling, fuck Northeast arm wrestling for 6 months, you bring your son, 5-year-old son, to the match, you are sitting in the press conference room when I walk in to tease Jerry a little bit, right? Now, we've already been bantering back and forth, me and you, right? You stand up when I walk in there because you know I shouldn't be there, right? And I tell you to set the fuck down or I'll bust your fucking head in front of your son. What is your response?
Yeah, I mean, that's an emotionally charged environment for sure.
That's what he did.
Hold on. I feel it's important to change the age of the son from 5 to 16. Because that's
It doesn't matter.
That little kid,
Yeah.
that kid was 16. He looked tiny.
Yeah.
At 16,
Yeah, but
it's even worse. At 5, he might not have known what was going on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
16
important
years
to
old, you
address that.
understand that you're being played for a punk. At 16 years old, you know your dad just got put in his place.
I mean, man, I'm just saying that I can't get over that. I cannot get over that. And he did that, dude. Like, and I'm gonna tell you something. It made me just want to buy that fucking pay-per-view. Now I didn't buy it, but I thought about it, motherfucker. I thought about it just because of that shit.
Yeah.
He's the man, dude. He's the social media. He's the dude, man. And now he looks so strong. Like, I think it'll be real easy to get him and Gennady matched back up unless Gennady knows that he shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that this version of him couldn't beat Gennady and that even the version that he lost to, that happens all the time. I think people lose matches they should win, but I definitely would not bet against him. But the result is the result, and I think it's kind of funny that he gets overshadowed. But it is a big social media circus. That's, for the most part, he who's most popular gets most favor.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. It's crazy. What a beast. What a beast.
I wonder what the next event's going to be like, though. Are we going to be? Is it going to be a good match, or how are we going to up the intrigue on the next one? Is someone going to pull a gun?
Inget's in trouble until the Levon Devin match.
Yeah, Levon, we'll see when he comes back.
Yeah, and I think I already heard they had to wait till April. Is that correct? Artem?
May.
I'm not on social media at all.
Levon wanted it May.
So, yeah, that means that Inget's got to figure out how to have 2 or 3 of them without Devin, without it being, I mean, I guess he could still have Devin arm wrestle, but there can't be many opponents that you could imagine could eclipse the buys that this one probably got, man. This was awesome, man. Even with Todd Hutchings, man, that was awesome. I thought John won. I didn't realize John lost. That's terrible.
Yeah, I heard. I didn't see any of the matches. I heard about it.
Oh, let me show you the second round for Dennis and Devin right here. That was it.
Yeah, that goes to show me that Dennis already quit. Listen, I get it too, because I've been there, man. There ain't nothing worse than knowing you're not the endurance side of the card and you lose the first round, it's like right in the back of your mind, you're like, why the fuck did I even come here? I knew I wasn't ready.
Oh man, they did not include, or did they? Because remember, Bobkin did came to talk after the fact too.
Oh, I can't. I want to see that. I want to hear Bobkin talk. Did he speak
Yeah,
English?
I heard something about that. I heard he offered to fight or whatever.
Yeah, well, listen, motherfucker, you 24 hours too late, motherfucker. You should have already stabbed this motherfucker when he cussed you out in front of your kid. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm telling you right now, man, I wouldn't be able to handle that. No, sirree, Bob. Fuck that.
I guess it happened unless it got caught, because I feel like it happened right there with Engen on the stage too. But they did disappear. So either I don't think I'm scrolling that fast. So
well, maybe two. It was one of them things. There's Engen. Oh, okay. Is that Bobkin right behind him?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It actually happened right here and there, but if that didn't, I guess they cut it out of this whole.
Yeah, I'm sure they did, and they should.
Well, it was.
I told Engen, Engen almost, he was almost responsible for that shit going down. Like, holy camole. Look at this. Look at this. Hey, Rob, that dude's awesome. That Ungerbayev is an awesome human being. Look at this guy.
Yeah, that's no man's land, though. You don't want to be somewhere in the middle.
Mm.
You got to take more control.
Yeah, he probably thought that he was Michael Tottenham right now. He don't know that. That's a different animal from Michael. Man, I'm telling you, that is awesome. That's awesome. He let that many people in there, too.
He hangs on pretty good. He's got good endurance. Hey, where else do you see guys coming into their prime at almost 60 years old? What the fuck?
Holy shit.
So the second round was just like as accurate, really, but like that last one was sloppy. That was so awesome. Hold on.
I'll have to have Artem write me up a diet plan.
100%, dude. Whenever you, hey, listen, Devin waited a long time to go to the dark side, and from what I see, it's the longer you wait, the more benefits you'll reap.
It seems that way.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something, man. I don't think there's anybody on the other side that's like worth caring that you didn't do it. I mean, even like your boys, right? Your sons, they're going to be like 35 years old, and they're going to get on some juice and be like, man, my dad's a fucking idiot. He should have took some of this fucking juice. Holy shit, I feel great. I could be wrong.
The problem I've always said is once you flip to the dark side, it's a never-ending chase. You can never say like what is doing something, because somebody can always do more, or a new technology or a new stack. So what I would do for something as an entry level, someone's going to do triple as much to stay ahead of me, and it's always a chase. Well, as soon as you're not natural, it's wide open to how much can you respond and how much can you endure.
Yeah.
So it's a chase.
Listen, if there was a natural league out there that you could, demonstrate your capacity and be rewarded for it, it'd be great. But the truth is there ain't none. And the truth is that all the Mr. Olympias are still alive. Motherfucker.
Yeah, but have you seen them? Like, I don't know how a guy like Dorian Yates. I stood next to Dorian Yates at the Mr. Olympia, and he looked like he was about, this guy was like 280 pounds, fucking V'd out like this. And I stood next to him to watch arm wars. He had a booth right next to us. And I remember standing there, and I looked over. I'm like, why does this guy look familiar? And then I see his big fucking poster right behind me. I was like, that's Dorian Yates. I mean, how do you go from something so profound to nothing? Trash.
No doubt. And I'm just saying, Dorian Yates went to the weirdo side of it.
Yeah, but you're talking now, he looks like a 170-pound guy who maybe rides his bike a couple times a week at Planet Fitness.
No doubt. I'm just letting you know that if steroids were so bad for your health, that man can't be alive.
Oh, there's a lot of research. There's a lot of, that's a very thought-provoking. That's the one thing that nobody can really sell on any side is, I think they paint it from a health-wise like as a villain, but that's what you're saying. Like, there's guys out there that have been blasted hard for 30 years and they're all right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the guys like me eating spaghetti sandwiches and pounding cheeseburgers and shit. I already know that if I guess you're supposed to eat a certain way, right? And then I look over there and I got two fucking uncles that are 87 years old. They eat bacon fucking sandwiches every fucking day. So right. All I'm saying is the 100% kidney failure, you're going to die immediately. That's got to go, right? It just ain't true. And then once you get over the hump of the moral thing, which everyone has to, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's marijuana, cigarettes, steroids, whatever. But I'm just letting you know that there's a lot of people in the world that are only doing it so they even the playing field or just feel a little bit better. So one of these days, if you decide to do it, it'll be interesting to see if it changes your mind or if it just reiterates the fact that you should have never did it.
Well, listen, I have no doubt about the power of drugs, even recreational. You want to see some real problem solving of all Earth's problems? Just do a little bit of cocaine and all the problems come into focus. I remember back in the day, I watched this documentary because I had to go to some brains at risk clinic, community service, because I was a fuck up as a teenager too. And I had to do some volunteer work at a brain injury place. And there was a kid there who was an athlete who was all fucked up because he had an accident one night while he was doing Ecstasy. So I had to help take care of him. And they made me watch this documentary about how Ecstasy supposedly rots holes in your brain and all this shit. So I was like, I'll never do that shit. It's terrible. And then I was going to a rave once with my cousin, and he convinced me to do it. I got convinced, and I was terrified. Like, I was the guy who let everyone else do it first. And then if they didn't drop dead in the first hour, I was like, all right, now give me mine. So I used everyone as the lab rat. And I took that pill. And let me tell you something. All my ideas about how terrible it was only about 45 minutes away from the, yeah, exactly. I had a velvet rope. I was rubbing myself.
Well, let's stop you right there, ladies and gentlemen. We have a $100 super chat. Artem, let us hear it.
It's actually funny. It's in the middle of the story. The super chat reads, RVJ and Bagent split this money. They're the only ones showing the light of God right now. Which cuts it perfectly into your rave story. So go ahead.
Did you have the funnest night ever?
100%. I had a semi-gay encounter at that fucking joint. Have you ever tried Ecstasy?
I never ever in my life have done any drug except the two that you both know about.
So I'm not like a drug person, but I'm a person that I don't like to be told if something's good or bad. I'll try it. You know what I mean? So I tried it. And I had it was a costume party, and I was dressed up like Julius Caesar with this robe. And when you do it,
you got him already. You already had him with the costume. Go ahead.
Right. So there was a big velvet robe, but the way music and everything, the way your body feels, the way it you're like everything's pins and needles and everything's brighter and the bass goes through your body. And I came out of the bathroom and I was fully fucking rolling. Yeah, like this, fucking crunking out. And And this guy comes up behind me and starts like caressing my robe because it's velvet, because everything's like real nice in texture. And I was like, what the fuck is this weirdo doing?
Some gay shit. You did
I was
some
like,
gay
what the
shit
fuck is
on
this weirdo doing rubbing my robe? Right? And I was looking at him, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? But I never stopped him. I was like, he was like this. I mean, that's as far as it went. But I remember saying, like, I don't know if that was a little gay, but he was like rubbing me and I didn't stop it. I thought it was weird, but I was kind of like, I don't know. That rope feels good.
Awesome. Well, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody out there's got some ecstasy, we will fucking try it. All four of us. Me, Artem, RVJ will meet. You got to pay for everybody's plane ticket. And we'll try meth too, because you heard what Rob says. He'll be damned if you're going to let people tell him what to do and not to do. So if anybody has a lot of awesome drugs, we will meet you in Atlantic City or Las Vegas, and we will do the drugs. Whatever fucking happens, happens. If gay shit happens, gay shit happens. Fuck it.
Matter of fact, if you're in Shreveport, Louisiana, we agree with that too. It's all good.
Yeah.
Either one of those three cities.
Hey, I have a crazy story too about gay guys. Do we want to? Do we have time to listen to it right now?
Have a perfect ending if that's how you want to.
Oh my God, this will end the show right here. So first of all, great fucking story, Rob. That I knew we would work off each other perfectly. So I'm gonna tell you, I went to the Westin Hotel in Chicago about 2 months ago. That would have been maybe 3 months ago, the preseason game, Buffalo Bills versus the Chicago Bears. My mother-in-law is staying at the Westin. I am staying with my buddy Art Phillips. So I come to pick up Miss Humphreys for the game at 9:30 in the morning. I get there and I look up and there is a lot of good-looking guys and they're all like hugging each other. I saw one motherfucker kiss 4 other dudes on the lips. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, damn. And the more I looked around, the place smelled immaculate. And I felt like I was in Scottsdale. Like, man, all these dudes are 5'8", 168 pounds, perfectly Abercrombie, Lululemon outfits. Motherfuckers got the most perfect beard, the perfect comb over. I mean, good looking motherfucking dudes. All kinds of autumn colors, fall colors, right? And more I looked around, I'm like, damn, there must be like a gay bird convention in this motherfucking hotel, right? So and listen, I don't have a problem with gay people. So to me, it's no big deal. But seeing 4 straight kisses on the lips was new to me, right? I've seen the holding hands before, but boom, 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 boom. It was just like that one weird friend you have who kisses all the people every fucking time. You're like, hey, this is my wife, Case. Boom, kiss right on the cheek. You're like, damn. Like, I don't kiss people. I give the fist bump to everybody to keep everybody, come on, man. We don't need to do all that. So I picked Miss Humphreys up and immediately I'm like, damn, man, a lot of gay guys in there. She's like, yeah, isn't it lovely? Did you see how lovely the scent is? You can buy this fragrance from the Westin Hotel. I'm like, all right, cool. And speaking of that, we're getting her that for Christmas. All of our kids are getting whatever that aroma is at the Westin Hotel going to Casey's mom for Christmas. Hopefully she does not watch this podcast. So we go to the game. After the game, this is the first game. It's a 12 o'clock. Game's over at 3:30. We had already made plans to meet with Tyson for dinner at 6 o'clock. So we got this 2.5 hour lag time that if we'd have known, we'd have just went to an early dinner. But we're getting new to this thing, right? So we got 2.5 hours. We go down to the city, me and Kent Amore and 2 other very rough-looking arm wrestling guys, right? Definitely not getting mistaken to the convention down at the Westin, right? We park, we go on the main street where there's all these bars. It's about 4 o'clock. We walk into this really narrow bar that's probably no more than 15, 20 feet and about 100 feet long. So the bar's on the right. There's a small area behind the bar stools that you can walk down, and it's a big, long thing. And immediately I'm like, dude, a lot of good looking guys in here again. And dogs everywhere. And everybody had a dog. I'm like, this is weird as shit, right? But it also had the music that was playing loud, so that's where we gravitated to. Walked in here knowing we only got about 45 minutes before we got to get back and go to dinner. So we walk in, sit at the bar, lady walks up, what can I get you? Rah, rah. They have Tyson Beun jerseys on. One of them says, you watched the game? And she's like, no, we didn't watch the game. We had this dumbass dog fundraiser today. And I'm like, oh, okay. That makes more sense as to why these damn dogs are in this place, right? But the more I look around, there ain't no chicks, right? No girls, just guys and dogs. So I thought that was a little funny. Plus, I'm just a little hypersensitive about what I saw earlier in the day, right? I guess, right? So I sat at the bar, I looked to my right, and in walks this dude. Dude, good looking dude. Looked like he just come off the PGA tour, but he about 6'8". Looked like motherfucker about 235, 245. Big, tall, skinny motherfucker. Good looking motherfucker, right? And I swear to God, we lock eyes. And it's a pause, right, for about a second and a half, which feels like 20 minutes because I can't turn my head, right? And finally, I jerk my head around and look straight ahead, right? I'm like, damn, what if that's one of those gay birds? That's a big ass motherfucker right there. That's crazy, right? 2 seconds later, I looked over my right shoulder. This motherfucker now is 5 feet away from me and bending down. And if I'm not mistaken, his arm is coming forward. And I'm immediately, as soon as I looked over, I saw him, I froze and went straight back. And then, I got a big ass. Half my right love handle and ass is hanging off of this bar stool. All of a sudden, a half a blink later, I feel all this pressure right on my hip, ass, and love handle, right? And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, it has happened. And I feel just the way in the movies. You know how the lady says, I just froze.
Yeah.
And I never would tell, I just kept it, I just buried it in my heart and never told a soul, right? That's what I was thinking. Oh my God. There's only 2 scenarios. I have to bury this in my back somewhere in my body and never let this out, that I have been violated right in this place without any explanation or anything. Or I got to kill this motherfucker, right? Like next chance I get, I got to break this bottle, jab this motherfucker in the throat, right? Those are the 2 things. But I got news for you. I'm leaning towards not saying a word, right? About 85% leaning towards that. Then I look over to my left. Now he's already went forward 10 feet and into the guy's bathroom. And right at that time, I feel the same pressure again. Ass, hip. And I'm like, well, it can't be him. So I turn to the right, and there's a big ass yellow lab sitting there. That guy just petted the dog. The dog rubbed up against my leg and ass. And then once he was gone, the dog just touched me again. So all this relief came over me. I was like, oh my God, this poor guy almost got, now I was confident that I was going to kill him after I found out it wasn't him, right? So I told everybody, I'm like, you ain't going to believe it. I thought this guy grabbed my ass. I was going to kill him, right? So that's a good fucking story. Is that crazy?
I like that one. I like that. I liked it better when you buried the demon, though. I liked it better when you actually got violated and you just wanted to bury it.
Bury it, yes. I felt just like I know why women don't report sexual misconduct.
You put yourself in that situation, Travis. It was your ass hanging out that enticed him.
Yeah, that's awful fucking. I mean, I think really highly of myself that he would fall in love with me too. In that brief.
Hey,
All right, Artem. Tell us how you got violated as a youth in Siberia.
I can't say that because my therapist said I still need to work through the trauma before I can announce all of that, what happened to me in the summer camp. So
we know that Rob was raped after his first night of Ecstasy, and then I was just violated in Chicago. Tell us your problems, motherfucker, or we can't host this show with you anymore.
Yeah, we need transparency.
Well, this one time I wasn't lost in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Hey, Gary Roberts says, 2 quotes stand out. Rob, well, the Rob felt good. And Travis, I have been violated.
Hey, send Gary the thing. We got to talk to Gary right now about football.
Dude, I did, and he's not up. So I don't know why.
Hey, are you following this football thing, Rob? Have you watched any of the Bears games?
Yeah, I've been watching your kids' games. It's surprising I don't watch a lot of football, but I'll watch those games. And the Patriots have gone to shit too. So
nobody gives a fuck. No one feels sorry for y'all. You motherfuckers had like 12 years.
I'm not a super fan, though. If things fall apart with the Bears, I do know the Patriots are looking for a new quarterback. They got to be.
Man, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I've been watching the games.
It wouldn't matter where it is. I would just love here in a couple of years if he could really get the keys and he had everybody behind him.
So where is he now? Is he still starting, or are they waiting on the kid to come back, Justin?
They're waiting on the kid to come back, I'm sure. But the problem is no one would ever tell you the truth because it doesn't benefit the Bears to ever tell you what the real injury report is. So I know on Wednesday and Thursday is when they do their big practices, right? They rehab on Monday, off on Tuesday, big practice Wednesday and Thursday, game plan, the whole thing. That's when I think Tyson will know then. You know what I mean? And he'll know because he's either getting the reps or the other guy's getting the reps. But the truth is, when the guy's healthy, he's coming back. And we knew that, and I know that, and it's okay. Because the truth is, we need to learn a lot anyway, because I think we're already pretty damn good. So if we could just take a little time, all of a sudden, it'll be 6 years in, brother, and then you ain't got to worry about nothing for the rest of your life. It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as he stays healthy and, you know, I'm sure he knows what.
Yeah, and you know who the healthiest guy on the team is? The backup quarterback if he don't play.
Yeah, exactly.
Motherfucker healthy as shit. Got good energy, whatever you need. Whatever you need.
Travis, a couple things. There's a comment that says, Artem, show us on the doll what happened to you. You know what's funny? To feel violated, it did happen to me at your tournament in Memphis, Virginia, like 5 years ago. But like one of the first times me and Brendan came up and you were hosting WL Maryland State Championship. And you put me and Brandon to referee, I guess, the amateur class. You know, you're breaking it down, the whole WL setup. And there's this one amateur guy that has no control of himself or what's going on whatsoever, right? Close his thumb, close his hands, the guy just goes crazy, right? Closes everything. But he is so in control of everything. His mouth, everything's fast going. So out there, I'm closing his hands, closing his thumbs. All of a sudden, he licks my hand.
Oh!
Thing happened. So I let the match go. I tell you what happened. He's like, your face goes crazy. I'm like, tell you what, I'm not reffing this fucking guy. I need to go call my therapist for a second. I don't even know. Hey, that's like, speaking of being violated. It was like it was a couple second process. I had to think about what happened. And we do have Gary Roberts coming in the chat. Hey, before Gary goes crazy, and before we will wrap it all up, but Gary will go crazy. Hey, Travis, answer the super chat. Didn't get answered yesterday. But I don't know what angle it was. Can I beat RVJ? Can RVJ beat me? So go ahead and say, can I beat RVJ right now? Let's put
I told you that you got a good chance against Rob Bagent left-handed.
I got you. That was
okay. Right-handed. You don't want to see him, dude. However, though, this could be a good little thing if we could listen. Don't tell the whole. Just make sure you don't tell anybody. But we could fake a match between you two. We'll set the whole fucking thing up, pay-per-view it, rob, just like me and Michael Todd did, rob everybody of their money. You guys act like you got beef with each other, and then we'll fucking do this. $50 for pay-per-view. You guys in?
Yeah, I could use an income stream, and let's be honest, I'm not exactly the full moral compass. I'm not the preacher of all things honest and good. I always got some sort of hustle going on.
Yeah, listen, we know where you draw the line. Ecstasy, cocaine, no problem. Don't bring any Sessionon 250 around me, motherfuckers. I don't play that shit.
It's my turn.
Like, hey, it's just like Tom Nelson. He's always like, yo, I'll take crack or meth, but I'm not fucking with steroids. And we're like, yeah, we got it, Tom. It's all good.
Hey, it's my turn. It's my turn. I gotta say something to RVJ. RVJ, do you remember back in the day when you were, I think it was after, I can't remember if it was the big I can't remember who was hosting. I think it was a big event at the Mohegan Sun, and you got contacted by like some reality TV show people, and there was like
a movie production.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know if anything ever came of that, but I've always thought Travis had that like it factor for TV, but I still to this day remain that you are perfect for television. Listening to your show earlier, as staunchly against steroids as you have been, I think that it would be a reality hit TV show with start RVJ, a montage of all your anti-steroids speak throughout all the years, and then it says, for the next 3 months, we're going to be following RVJ as he injects and gets as ripped as possible, and we're going to see what happens. Tell me that wouldn't be a great series, man.
I love it.
Man.
I love it.
And you know what? I think a lot of people be curious about the realities too, because I'm sure there's more than just getting jacked. I'm sure the way you sleep is different. I'm sure you're hornier. I'm sure that when you walk, like I've heard your back pumps. And I mean, there's something to be said about feeling like a fucking superstar savage. Like, I mean, I'm a person that is, a lot of people, their emotions will run like 3 to 7. So like when they're sad, they're not really sad, but they're sad. And 7, they're not really hypey. I run like 1 to 10. Like I can go from like wanting to kill someone to crying in the same afternoon. I'm all fucked up and unbalanced.
Without drugs.
Yeah, I'm all fucked up and unbalanced. Like I definitely have different people that live inside me. So but I mean, I can imagine what it's like with those exaggerated level of emotions and hormones.
Given what Travis said about I thought it was very interesting. I had no idea. If you would have asked me, hey, out of all of the Mr. Olympias, how many of them are alive? I would have thought for sure, because of the steroid use, that 20% are dead. I'm completely shocked as just an average guy that they're all alive. So there is a timely aspect for that story to be told. That you have been so anti-steroid. The thing about steroids is he or isn't he? Is he or isn't he? You've never you to me look the same body shape now 15 years, however long I've known you. I would be fascinated to know just what would happen, that story unfolding and then having an interesting person to tell it. Travis, call up your TV people.
Oh, it's already done. I'm on it.
Get the show. Come on.
Yeah, I think that from what I've heard, it's quite, especially like your first time doing and stuff, like the changes for what I have for a base. I've been told that I'd be surprised with the ground that would be made. Yeah,
it would go viral on Netflix. I am sure of it.
As long as the guy in the fucking chain, like that guy Napoleon Dynamite, I think he made like a couple $100 for making that movie. But that movie would turn into like a cult classic. I don't want to be the guy doing a documentary and everyone else gets fucking rich and Rob's still here trying to figure out where I'm going to park the donut cart.
Well, in today's world, all you got to do is go viral, and then you're making money.
I've been negotiating my contracts, Rob, about, because everyone wants this story with Tyson. So I've been like, I'm going to give it to him, right? So you can only imagine that I've been waiting for something like this my whole life, right? And I have all the skits and the story ready. But the funny thing is, I'm on the phone with Magnolia Films, which is that Chip and Joanna Gaines's people. And I said, listen, here's the deal. don't bring me on set if I'm the least paid person there, and don't bring 15 cast members first class on a private jet, and then tell me that the everything broke even. So my 50% of ownership is worth dick. Here's the proposition. I'm the biggest expense. I don't give a fuck what line item that you have, whether it's venue, sound guy, producer guy, whatever the fuck you got, make sure the highest number is at the top. It's got my motherfucking name there and it says talent. And I'm in, but not until then.
With all due respect, Travis,
you're
smoking. You're smoking, dude. Your first deal, you got to take it not getting paid. Just like Tyson's on a rookie contract. Your first deal to get into the party, you got to probably be underpaid.
Making $1 million. I'll do it for that. No problem.
Right. But
I'll tell you this. I'll jump on the fucking juice and document it for the right series.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, this is the moral compass part of it. This would now be a docu-series of research. I would be a test subject for the better good of people moving forward.
And like you said, for sports, for competition, the problem with getting on the juice for like sports glory is once you engage that part of the engine, you know, where do you stop? If you're doing it
right, because that's what it is. It's like I made the analogy a long time ago. The only truest form of fighting is like if you're like in your underwear and your bare knuckle, and that's it. It's your person against this person. If I say, well, Gary, in our gang, we're gonna bring weapons. Well, what is weapons? Is weapon a knife or is weapon a fucking cannon? It can go all the way up to bringing a nuclear warhead. So when you decide
or bringing soldiers,
it's not that I'm so anti-steroids. Like I know people who do them because they need to feel good in life. It's the fact that really, I think it's the level that people are doing that's making the results. It's not that the athletes are training any better, any different. It's that they're getting more shit that's stronger. So it's he who has the most willingness and most technology.
RVJ,
I think the steroids are buying.
RVJ,
well, lucky for you, we got access to the good shit.
And you just wrote the script for season 2, 3, 4. Every season is a bigger gun, and you're like,
yeah,
okay.
it would be interesting. Listen, I can't tell you that every day I wake up with some sort of fucking pain or soreness or weirdness that I haven't thought about it for like the last 15 years. Especially when I've seen guys that were turbo dorks all of a sudden standing there with their arms up, flexing their fucking chest like there's something special. And I'm like, man, you weren't shit before you got on the gear.
Okay,
so I gotta wonder, where would I go?
You know what's the best part? Here's the best part about the beginning of the episode, Gary. We're gonna do this correctly, right? So we're gonna take him to the Balco clinic, and first and foremost, we just have to get his levels. We got to find out what his testosterone level is. I am willing to believe that he's already off the charts. Naturally, and they'll be like, yo, bro, we can't give you any of this shit. You fucking crazy. You're already out there.
That's why people will tune in. You know, that's episode 1. They're like, but we're still going to give it to him.
All he's got to do is go on a rant about all the juiced up dudes over there. And then we end this thing with him looking like Pablo when he gets on the stage there in Istanbul and just killing everybody.
Okay.
And then if he really wants to make some money, he starts crying and regrets it.
Okay, hold on fucking TV. Travis, I have to interject because I tuned in halfway through the show when I heard you say something about Tim Lewis in Kansas City, or Tim Lewis losing to somebody.
Yeah, that was at your event.
Yeah, we need your insurance information. We need your Rob needs your insurance information.
Wait, which ROTN were you talking about?
You know, it was the first ROTN because the second one you moved it out to the country with cornhole and shit. The first one was in the city, and it was amazing.
It was at PR.
Oh, yeah. PBR.
No, dude, that wasn't your first ROTN. That was your second one. I missed the first one.
No, that was the second one. Yeah.
The second one was 2008 Kansas City. Your third one was, I think, back in Kansas City, but I think it was like more Stixy, like Golden Corral and farms and shit.
The second one at the PBR, I wanted it to be on that stage out in the oh man, we just couldn't.
Bro, we
afford
got
it.
a gun pulled on us. Tim Lewis almost got killed. Brian Constantino almost got killed. I almost fucking died.
I don't remember this shit. I don't remember this.
Well, go look at Tim Lewis's head. He's got stapled up all over here.
Wait, what? What
You
happened?
know, you didn't hear the story? Go watch my video. And basically, there was a
Gary,
misunderstanding with some
right when this is
gangbangers.
over, send him that same clip you sent me. Do you still have Gary's number?
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Gary. I got a new phone, so Gary, you'll have to reach out to me.
Okay.
I'll send it to
Well,
you.
the reason why I brought it up is because, I mean, dude, Tim Lewis and I used to be on the same level, bro. Before I left arm wrestling for a while, and then when I logged back in, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Tim
he's
Lewis."
not there. He's a beast now.
And I'm like, "Whoa, bro!
He could beat Artem and Rob right now in the hook.
Hey,
Whoa!
hey.
Tim Lewis is not the same Tim Lewis that I once knew. Is that just hard work and going to the gym, or?"
Yep.
Well, look at everybody who's pro steroids will say, well, you got to do the work. But of course, don't you want to? You feel good. If every day you get in the gym, you're feeling like you're setting PRs and you have that energy, of course you fucking want to. Of course you do the work. But there have been studies that you should look up. They did a study that they got a group of guys that they put on the juice and they had them do no working out, sit around, play video games. You are not allowed to work out. Then they got a group of guys of similar composition and they put them on as naturals on a diet and an Olympic training routine. And after 12 weeks, who do you think gained more lean muscle mass and strength?
The video gamers.
Yeah, the guys with the juice doing absolutely nothing got more lean muscle mass and strength sitting on a fucking couch. And they've run this test a few times because people get butthurt about it. It's like, oh, it's not like you can just sit around and gain muscle and strength. You got to put the work. Actually, you fucking can because they did the test.
Yeah, but here's the deal. The truth is the people are already putting the work in. They're just not seeing the results they want. And that's
Well,
really
because there's natural
that drug is
limitations.
results.
You hit plateaus. You there's natural limiters. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sorry. Artem, you can't beat Tim Lewis?
Fuck no.
What? He's that good
Artem,
now?
I don't know if Artem got 13th place in an 11-man round robin the other day.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
yeah, I think that's Travis breaking balls. But Tim did just have a really good win on a left-hand super match with a guy from the area. I've never pulled, but the guy's been winning everything left-handed. So I don't know where he is, but he's winning everything. And Tim just beat him in a super match.
Well, I don't know if Tim Lewis
James
watches
Clark?
this.
Oh,
Tim Lewis seems
okay, left-handed, yeah.
2 years ago, Tim Lewis got kind of annoyed at me for posting his match in UAL where they were like under the table, and he was like really mad. I had Ryan Bowen commentate that.
Him and Mac Kelly.
Yeah, MacTell. And Tim was like really pissed. Like, dude, don't bring out that embarrassing past. Anyways, I just want to apologize, Tim. It's cool to see that you have kept at it all these years.
Tim was at the game. Tim was at the game Sunday.
Oh yeah, I saw a photo. I saw a photo with him and Tyson. But anyways,
it's cool to see he's been at the game. We've all been at the game this long.
no, he was at
the Chicago Bears game.
He was
No, I'm saying like Gary says that he's been at the game this long, that he's been at it.
No.
Like he's the one that's been doing it 50 years.
No, RVJ, no. No. Listen, Tim Lewis was in the level of arm wrestler back then that you and everyone else would have said, nah, you should quit. You're never going to be good.
I'd say Tim Lewis is probably the third most successful guy when it comes to money. He gets 250 to 350 super matches right and left-handed at every fucking YMCA across the fucking country, and he wins.
Yeah. Tim Lewis was in the category of people who you would have told, you're never going to be what Travis just said, and he's kept at it. So that's impressive. Good job. Props to you, bro. I mean, RVJ,
that's a lot of fortitude, bro. I don't think I could be one of those guys for more than a fucking couple months.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, RVJ, when you came into arm wrestling, like you were the guy that people looked at you and said, "Oh, you're gonna succeed at arm wrestling. You have all the gifts. Like you genetically."
No, I know what you're saying. I remember Tim. back in the day. Remember we went to that event in the desert in Nevada, Hawthorne?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Tim was kicking around with us there too, and just a very big difference from where he is today. That's for sure.
Yeah. Tim was closer to me in arm wrestling than like guys like you back then.
How about how strong the motherfucker is at bench press?
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyways, hey, I got only a few more minutes left. Can we just talk Tyson for a few?
Yeah, we can. Get us ready. Treat me like I'm Tyson so I can okay this whole thing.
Okay, last
guys, real quick, I got to get my kids off the bus. Gary, I'll send you that link. Reach out to me. Travis, Artem, nice talking with you both. We'll catch up.
You're always the man. We'll see you tomorrow, 1:30, every day, Monday through Thursday.
Thanks for having me, guys. We'll talk.
Got him on the contract.
Travis Bagent, the last couple times I've messaged you, you have ghosted me. Is it because you are too big?
That's because I don't have your phone number anymore because I lost my phone in New Orleans. So you need to now write me another text that says, this is Gary Roberts, because I got about 700 of them. Because when I redid my Apple ID, it hadn't been updated for like a year and a half or 2 years or something. So I only got numbers from, and now, yeah. So that's all. That's the only reason.
I thought for a second, oh, it's happening. At one point.
I got you. I don't blame you. You're not the first person.
He's too big.
I've got text messages from numbers that I don't know who they are saying, damn, dude, really?
Yeah.
And it could be like my mom or Ezra. I don't know. So we'll see.
Hey, I knew your phone died.
You did know it. You did know it because you had the ability to let me get back in it by my other devices or whatever. Thank God. Thank God.
My most pressing question that I had for Tyson was the second quarter Saints game. Second quarter just began. It was like 12 minutes left on the clock, and there was a shot of him and Justin Fields on the bench, and Justin was going like this, and then Tyson went like this, and they both looked at each other like, yeah, like this. And I'm like, what are they doing? What is that? What does this mean? It was like, what does it mean?
We'll have it all set up for every Tuesday going forward.
Yeah.
To where you get 10 or 15 minutes of just rapid fire questions that the arm wrestling community wants to know about Tyson.
Right. Do you think he's going to tell me, oh, that's like secret code we can't tell you?
Yeah, he might. He might. Or maybe he'll tell you a lie.
Okay, here's what I can say. I never noticed the can until I was watching him on the podcast where he's talking about can. And now sticks out like a sore thumb. Can. And I was like, shit, that's so cool. It's crazy. It's like he's changing shit.
You're in it now. Hey, he was on there today, right?
Oh, I did not notice. I did not.
I think he was on there today.
On where? Sebon?
I think so. At least it looked like it. It's today the 14th.
Dude, I have small babies. I don't even know what dates it is. So, hey, I saw online you guys took a private jet to the game a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Tell me about that. What was that?
8-person private jet there, 14-person coming back. We brought Tyson and his friends back with us. It was awesome. So yeah, Pat Nugent. You remember Pat, right? So Pat's got a client. That client wanted to know if he could come to the game. I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, well, we're going to take a private jet. You guys want to come with us? I'm like, yes, sir, we do. So we did.
You are never gonna be able to go back to real life, bro.
Yeah, well, I used to fly with Greg all the time privately, but it was really fun to do it without any, security responsibilities. That's for sure.
Oh my God, that's cool. So Tyson came home with you guys.
Tyson came home with us, Friday morning and was home until late Sunday night.
The whole thing, on the internet, they hyped up the fact that it was undrafted free agent versus number one pick. Is that, did you hear any talk about that at the game?
I like the Harlan Hill versus the Heisman. That was cool. The truth is Tice got to hang around with Bryce Young at the Peyton Passing Academy at the Combine. So he always said that guy's a great human being anyway. So I don't think that there was much of a rivalry there. It was more of hopefully a mutual respect, but I know that there's a lot of respect from where Tyson stands.
If I'm
But
just
the truth is, too, it's really tough to see that there could be that big of a difference between an undrafted guy and the number one pick. You would think that there'd be a glaring thing, but I think they both just playing football for NFL teams when they both were playing college last year.
I mean, if I'm just you allowed me into the scouting room for 5 minutes, I feel like the conversation should be, we have to throw the game book out the window. Like
well, yeah, that would be the thing to do if you could be biased, but you have to know that everybody in the room is protecting their interests and the room. And the room says, we got a good system. We don't have to go to every D2 game in the fucking world, which is now, I think, some people are going to be watching D2 games more closely. Yeah.
I mean,
to me, imagine. But here's another thing. You got to know that you know Tyson and you love me and you love his mom. So because of that, you really can't even be biased anymore. Like, the arm wrestling world thinks that Tyson is better than he probably is, just like I do. You know what I mean? And that means, like, because you have to know what I think. I already told you. Like, I don't think that he's as good as some of them. I think he's the very best that ever lived. So I know that there's some bias there. So I got a feeling that you have it too, whether you can acknowledge it or not.
Even though I am biased, if again, you allowed me to be in a person for 5 seconds and like experience, I would much rather be in Tyson's position, coming in where people don't think you can.
Yeah, everything except their bank accounts is
right. But the other guy, like the expectations of what you've been given that you have to deliver, like now, like that shit has to be overwhelming. Like,
yeah, the only reason that you could comfort yourself is to go look at your bank account.
Yeah, but like,
I agree. Yeah,
that's kind of.
But you know, like, look at Josh Allen struggled last night, and I hear him on SportsCenter today. 4 turnovers, just acting like this man is trash. And we both know Josh Allen is far from trash. At any time, he's the best player in the league on any Sunday. And now, you know, so playing quarterback is week to week. Good luck, homie. Good luck. It's 20 other people are going to do it, good or bad, and 2 people are going to get the good or bad label.
I had to go down a rabbit hill where I was looking up quarterback stats of, you know, all the greats. And I'm befuddled by the, like, trying to pigeonhole a guy into, because he was undrafted, oh, the best he's going to get is backup. Be happy, son. Be happy. Yeah. Yet, if you look at the top 10 great quarterbacks, they all had 3-pick games or bad rookie years, or they're all capable of being, you know, new. And it's just weird to me that I want to murder some of the talking head people. It's really like,
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but you know what else, too? You just have to know that everyone likes to write bad stuff. Like, that's what it's for. Like, you see the only time you see good stuff is when someone's trying to defend the bad stuff. So the best thing to do is to stay off of that shit for the most part.
The thing I've come away with, I've learned that there's a 40% chance that you're a quarterback bust in the draft. So that's 4 out of 10 guys who have been drafted in the history of the NFL don't start 50 games.
I'm surprised it's not higher than that.
Running backs is 45%. Quarterbacks is 40%. So after I watch a game like that, where I see pretty similar numbers between not even drafted and the number one guy, if I was a scout, I'd be like, there could be guys out there that we never even looked at that could perform in the NFL. I feel like D2 definitely should, like you said, should be getting more attention.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean,
or maybe it shouldn't be getting more attention, and that's the way they're going to keep it too. That could be the narrative as well, is that it's absolutely impossible to staff enough scouts in order to cover the D2 calendar, right? That's where I'm getting at. Like, I don't even know if it's possible. So because that model, like, why in the world would somebody have to go to school for 3 years in order to go to the NFL? That means that the NFL is vested in the college experience, right?
Yeah.
Because they could ruin the college experience right away. All they have to say is come on in.
Sure.
Right after junior high. If you good enough, fuck it. We'll get you a work permit at 16. You can ball, you can ball. They don't do that. They don't do that. So you have to know that's the model for big time college football is that you have to come here for 3 years.
Right. But NFL teams, why wouldn't you invite?
Not invite. It's not invite. It's like
no, to the combine.
How because you got to gather. You got to gather the information. Do you know how many guys are at D1 power schools that don't get invited to the combine that think they should have? Right. So the truth is they have to do an amazing amount of scouting just to figure out who gets to come that does get to come.
Yeah.
If you ask them to open it up to the D2, I don't know if there's enough personnel on the ground.
Interesting, man.
There's a lot of fucking teams, dude. D2's got 170 teams. D1's only got 113.
I just got a little side note. I sprained my thumb like 2 months ago, and I have re-injured it 17 times. Opening the door, banging it, hitting the children, and I didn't even dislocate that shit, and it's still like hurts.
If you were Justin Fields, you wouldn't fuck with it. You'd have a lady walking beside you the whole day.
Yeah.
If you tried to hit that thing against something, she puts her boob right there, and it's a soft landing. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up protection. Plus, Tyson told me that he got a thigh bruise or something, and he said, man, these dudes, they don't play. Like the training staff, the money, the attention, the detail is on point. He's like, dude, 2 hours later, I feel like I ain't never had nothing wrong.
Is Justin coming back in our days of watching Tyson have to go on hold?
I would say so. I really do not. Like, I know this. Nobody knows what's wrong or not wrong with that dude when it comes to regular people.
Yeah, they keep it close.
So if he's going to come out there and he's going to try to throw with the glove, he's going to try to throw with it taped up, whatever he has to do, he has to then still, they have to think that it's better for him to go out there with a glove or taped up than Tyson going out there without glove and tape. And that's the decision they got to make. I think if all things are equal and he's healthy, then they're going with him. If there's a problem, then that's the variable, is how healthy is he? If he's at 80%, do they let him play? If he's at 70%, do they let him play? I don't know the answer to that, but we'll all find out.
Are we allowed to talk about your hopes and dreams as the father of Tyson?
Of course.
Okay, so now, like, as just a fan and family, a member close to there, it was so great to see, instead of the Saints game ending on like sad note, you had him throw, he had a drop touchdown pass, but closing out that last play, that last down to move the chains again was like, oh shit, if he goes back to the bench because Fields comes out, we have left with like this, like the movie could end on this play right now, like part one. And I was like so excited to see that, and I was wondering how that's kind of what you were feeling.
I mean, I was so happy in New Orleans because of the 3 quarters before the disastrous turnovers. I mean, he was straight cooking. Like, it was crazy. And I know, too, he learned a lot from that 4th quarter, right? A lot about how you have to play football. Like, sometimes you have to play football and not take any chances. And it's okay when the score is what it is. There's other times when you make those throws because you're down 14 points, not because you're down 6 points, not because you're tied. So, and I watch other quarterbacks and I feel that's how they play. Like, I felt like when I was watching Kirk Cousins play against us, he was just waiting on us to make mistakes. And I felt like David Carr was doing the same thing. Neither one of them was doing anything spectacular and only taking sure things from the hash marks outside. It was amazing. And I'm thinking to myself, that's really, I could see Tyson playing that way a lot. And I felt like that's how he played against Carolina. And when people are like, man, they're handcuffing him, he needs to take chances, he's scared to turn the ball over. Yeah. There's no reason to do that when the other team can't score. And the only thing you can do is try to go up 14 and then get the game tied because you just take too many chances. So I believe that Tyson is going, as his career goes, be in a lot of those games where protecting the ball is of the utmost importance. There is nothing wrong with letting our defense play against the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, they gave up 6 points all game.
Tyson said he doesn't want to be pigeonholed as like a pocket passer or a dual threat guy. But I mean, now that I've watched all his games, when he's on, his best is when he's also moving. And when he shows, like when he runs, like shit happens. Just even outside of the pocket or, you know, taking a broken down play and running for that first. Yet this last game, the second half, he didn't run as much. I was wondering, is that because the defense got better or because someone said, hey, run less?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that anybody tells anybody what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's different offenses for different quarterbacks. I think that's hilarious, right? If they have running plays in the game for you as a quarterback, they hate you, okay? They hate you. And this goes for every quarterback that ever lived. Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Tyson Bagent. Running the ball with the quarterback is a desperate move by the offensive coordinator because he can't do it the other ways. That's just my opinion, right? So I hate the fact that Tyson runs the ball ever. To
right,
me,
but
he is a pocket passer, and that's what the fuck he should tell a coaching staff, that he's a pocket passer.
Right, and he is. I get that, but when
Yeah.
the receivers aren't open,
I don't care how much you like him running. I don't like it.
So when you're saying that open lane and he runs and he slides and he's fist pumping, you're saying, "Oh, I hate that. I hate that."
You see his head get pounded into the fucking ground there on the 40-yard line? Yeah, you did. Motherfucker, you thought he was going to get up all sideways? Yeah.
Yeah, but he went head first on that.
I do not give a fuck about the NFL or the Chicago Bears. I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck if they both blow up. I do care if Tyson gets a concussion. I do care if he breaks his leg. Like, that is my only care. So fuck running the ball. Don't run the ball. Throw the ball out of bounds. Lay down like a coward immediately if you feel pressure. That's my advice for Tyson.
You don't like it when he makes those little
No, dangerous. Artem. Tell him how dangerous that is, Artem.
Artem left us.
Artem, that's just like Artem. Artem, that's like you trying to arm wrestle me. It's fucking dangerous.
It's, as a football fan, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. It's better than a throwaway.
Listen. I came from losing to Tim Lewis to now losing to you. I don't even know what's going on in my life. All I know that
is that jersey screen printed or is it got the patch on the back?
Piece of shit ass screen printed jersey because they don't believe in Tyson Beun yet.
It still cost you $140 probably.
Dude, $129 before the sales and discount.
$140 time you got it to your house.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Hey, and I have Lindsay too. That's times 2 every single time. Ooh.
I know. That's why when I sell those custom jerseys, they always ask me if they're screen printed. I'm like, bro, I'm not a cheapskate. No. They're all, ooh.
It's all right. You know,
we need to have a match between you and Rob.
Hey, I got two.
I mean, we should make it happen for sure.
I got to go check on my babies. I got 2 closing thoughts before I get out of here. I just want to say that
you cannot like hurry us on our episode. Well, go ahead. Ask your question.
No, I'm just saying I got to giddy up. So you guys carry on your banter after. Come back here, Travis.
We've been waiting for you.
Okay, so for closing thoughts, if we were writing the movie, we're writing the Hollywood script of the Tyson Beun story. The second act has to have some tension. Like if he just came out and was, flawless, it's not good TV for when what has happened. The way it has happened is almost perfect, because I like I said the last time we were on, like Tyson said, hey, everything happens for a reason. The shit's meant to be. I said on the last podcast, I think he has to be the most famous backup quarterback. No backup quarterback has ever received so much attention. So what has been happened? What has been primed is for Tyson to now go back. Justin Fields does the thing, whatever, succeed or fails, doesn't really matter. Tyson continues doing what he was doing in the shadows, working hard, ready for his moment again. When that moment arrives, I will tell you, it's going to be the biggest fucking thing that happens. It's going to be fucking huge. And actually, the longer it goes, the bigger moment it will be. Watching how they hype up, and it's all about marketing and finding the story. If we don't see Tyson for, let's say, 18 months, dude, and then he finally gets his moment, they're gonna fucking ham it up, dude. They are gonna hype
free agency, right around free agency.
They are gonna hype that shit up. So, dude, I'm so proud of your family, Tyson, for all this cool shit that's happened. Just tell my man, keep doing what he was doing, bro, because I'm telling you.
Next Tuesday, 10 minutes, you get him, ask as many questions as you can. Every Tuesday, we'll blow this channel up.
Okay, and then the final thought, I didn't get to catch the live broadcast, but I did go on. I feel bad. I was looking for the match on YouTube, found it. Devin Larratt, that was pretty awesome.
We officially hate him more than ever. He is the GOAT.
It was pretty awesome. Dennis, oh shit, dude. I was so shocked at the lack of endurance on that.
Killed him.
Devin, I just loved that style. He was just pumping.
That's your style.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it. It was exciting. It was exciting arm wrestling. And hey, dude, I'm glad you didn't ghost me. I'm glad to hear it was a stolen phone, and we'll talk again.
Yeah, send me your number. Text it.
Yeah, bye.
All right, see you, Artem. We're out of here. God damn, that was long.
Hey, dude, I thought I was just, I'm doing my thing, but I'm hearing Gary's breakdown. I'm like, shit, that whole movie scenario sounds pretty good. I'm like, is Travis crying yet? I need to go look at the screen, man. I need to go look at the screen.
How many viewers did we get to? Did we get any viewers today?
Dude, we got to 400, and everybody loved the Bark stories, and everybody dipped when soon Gary can start talking football.
All right, tell the LMBCQ that we did not mean anything by the.
Oh no, I feel like they love the story, and now they're now part of our channel. So,
nice.
All right,
get a rainbow flag, put it behind you for tomorrow.
I'll put some stickers around. All right, player.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, I might see you tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, if not, tell me if I need to get somebody else with this fucking show, okay?
Well, I'm going to London. Thank you for listening to me, motherfucker. I am going to be going to London, guys, starting tomorrow night. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully jump on one more time tomorrow before the next week. So, all right, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bears, $2 super chat. Tyson to the Cowboy. Sorry, he jumped too fast before I can read it out. I missed a couple today, but that Honda one did not get missed. See ya.